and my children were young. We were just two then. There was one that was 3, there was one that was about 4 years old. I told them, Mom wants to be a lawyer. So during this time, I'm sorry. In fact, when I get home, I'm always trying to read my book. They will always open the door. Mommy, let's talk to you. I'm like, please, just give me, I'll be out soon. So I made sure that I told them that you want me to pass the exam. You want me to be a lawyer. That was my motivation, and I made sure that I balanced it well. I kept positivity. Positivity is a very, very good thing. Delay isn't denial, and first class or nothing. That was my mantra. Hi, my name is Mariam Nurudeen-Arole. I'm a lawyer. I finished from Lagos State University, Ojo, here in Lagos. I graduated from Lagos State University with a 2-2, not first class. Additionally, I went to Lagos campus. Um, I was one of the top 1%. I received the General's Prize for first class, and that's one of the icing on the cake. What made mine special was that I was a mom of two at the time when I had the first class. Prior to law school, because I had a ample time between my uni and law school, I finished in 2016. I had a career break, study break for about 3 years because I was nursing, and I told myself that it was first class or nothing. In fact, when I started law school, I told myself I wasn't bringing any baggage of motherhood, marriage. I wanted to just be Mariam. In fact, people were surprised later on halfway into the law school, like, Mariam, you're married, this I'm married. Because I keep mentioning my kids and my husband. But the fact that I wanted to make my children proud, the fact that I knew that law school is hard, but it's doable. I saw that there were many people, at least a year before us, people started having first class. Like, it felt like easy than previous years. But at the same time, it was hard work. So I put my mind to say, I either get the first class or not. I had people that were called in 2017, 2018. They shared how low school was, how hard it was, and all that. But I just felt like, I put my mind that it was going to be hard. But I never knew that it was that hard. But at the same time, I made sure that I did 3 things: eating, sleeping, reading. So we had a lot of motivation from people who had gone earlier on, and they always said Lagos was the baddest. So I was told about law school, as especially Lagos campus, as the hardest experience you would have. Of all the law school at that time, Lagos was if you wanted to get the best grade, BGS and everything, was Lagos. So I expected that it was going to be hard. But at the same time, I enjoyed and met new friends, made lifelong friends that were now together. And the fact that we had good lecturers that were always rooting for us to pass our exams. Did I have a particular reading method? Okay. So because of the time in between, the space of time between when I finished uni and when I started law school, I'd become more matured. I've traveled a lot, and I realized the kind of person I was. I was a day person. So my routine was I read during the day. No matter how stressed I was, immediately we finished our classes from day one of class. When I started second term, that was when I started fully reading. I would come back from class. Immediately we finish our class, change my clothes, get my afternoon meal, that's lunch. After lunch, I start reading till like 5 p.m. when we have tax sessions. During tax, they gave us the hardest question. Like, we felt like, oh, these people are kind of intelligent. They were the big people. So we had these people that answered the hardest tax questions from tax, go to my mosque and everything. Then my day is made. I don't do night readings. Early in the morning, the next day, I prepare reading from 5 a.m. after our morning prayers, then reading in the mosque. And I didn't go to the library. I'm not a library person. Library bores me. So I read in a very quiet place, but not extremely quiet, a bit of noise. I don't read in the room. And once I'm back in the room, I'm like Mariam. So that was my own routine. I did not have a routine of reading for hours. I just made sure that when I was reading, whether I was tired, I never gave up. I must read every single day. That was what was advised by our lecturers. Read every single day. My other routine was having my notes, and when you don't, if in Lagos campus at that time, you don't need more than your notes and listening to your lecturers. If you attended lectures back to back, you'll be fine. Reading a couple of times, you'll be settled, and making sure that the task questions are answered, because task questions were harder than law school exam. So, okay, attending the classes, okay, I would say I attended 85%. because I didn't resume early in the first week of resumption. I think I resumed second week because I had some other things that I was dealing with at home. So I resumed second week, and since then till finished, I think I attended 99%. The 1% were actually probably when I have an appointment somewhere that was very important, or if I came late on a Monday, if I went home during the weekend. But aside from that, I was almost in class every time. I didn't miss anything that would affect my class, affect my productivity. And one thing I'm sure of, I told my family that I would not be as productive in the family as much as I would if I was not studying in law school. And I saw to my husband's like, it's, I would prefer to stay in fact, it was discussed about staying in Abuja, but eventually I settled for Lagos so that I could have family time at the same time. So major thing for me was making sure I attended classes, doing the task sessions, and also the fact that I needed to collaborate with others, doing extracurricular activity. In fact, I was an ESCO in the masjid. I think I was a PRO of the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Law School Campus, Lagos. Study group, I wouldn't say I was in a study group per se. What I did was just that I was reading. I met my friends a couple of times, we read in the same room. But when it was close during this session, the first trimester, second trimester, and it was in third trimester towards the exam time. In fact, I'm not a past question person. It was towards the exam time. Okay, I saw that people that were struggling. That I knew that okay, I was doing fine academically in this law school. Let's sit down together. I saw that they were very busy. Some of them were mature students. Call them together, check my note. Let's answer past questions together. But regularly, I felt I was not a study partner person. We could be in the same curriculum, we could be in the same room reading, but we hardly did study partnership until it was the exam. We both started answering past questions together. I would say do you. What I would recommend is do you. What um what is your style of reading? Discover. I don't copy people. I don't copy people. I don't even recommend style. But for me, I realize I'm not a nocturnal. So I make sure that I sleep very well. And I said I will not sleep at in the morning. And it's possible for you because of the stress of law school, Lagos and especially, you need to read, like you need to sleep very well because the classes can be boring, but you need to do. So how do I manage family time and law school? I made sure that Monday to Friday I was in class. And in fact, I come back to the school to campus by Sunday. Only a few times, probably three times that I arrived at campus on Monday, and I always regretted it. I always have headaches because I was setting up from and end of Lagos back to law school. But I made sure I sought my families like this 1 year or 9 months, I'll be unavoidably absent. And my children were young, we were just two then. And I think they were under three. There was one that was three, there was one that was about 4 years old. I told them, Mom wants to be a lawyer. So during this time, I'm sorry. In fact, when I get home, I'm always trying to read my book. They always open the door. Mommy, let's talk to you. I'm like, please, just give me, I'll be out soon. So I made sure that I told them that you want me to pass the exam, you want me to be a lawyer. That was my motivation, and I made sure that I balanced it well. In fact, there were times I did not go home some weeks. I do bi-weekly, and I also even sought living in. If I don't stay in the campus and I'm not in my husband's house, I'm just like maybe in my uncle's house. I live nearby. I would just use like 2 hours of reading or 3 hours of reading, and I really believe that it helped me. There was no perfection because being married is not easy, but I thank God for a supportive husband that even though it was not easy, we had to even bring in his sibling to assist us to while I was away in Houston. During externship, what I did was that I was attached to Ikeja High Court for the court, and I was attached to a law firm in Recruit. So what I do is I make sure that I go to my class, I don't miss court sessions. Immediately our court ends, we'll do morning till about midday or 2 p.m. That's when the court will close for the day. And because I know myself that once I get home, I might not read. So I took solace. I think the secret for me in law school back then was reading in the mosque. When I was in law school, Lagos campus, doing classes, I would be in the mosque, either the hostel mosque or the school mosque. But when I was in the externship, what I do is I go to the old secretariat because there's a mosque around the old secretariat. I felt that it was it. So I'm a bed person. I can read on the bed. I can read on the mat. I can read on the floor. So I'll read there for about 2 hours, close by 2 from the court or before 5 p.m. I'll do an hour or two reading, preparing up for what have we have learned in school. At the same time, what we have learned in court, because we were told that whatever you learn in court attachment will be useful in your MCQ. So that was what I did before I start heading home, before the traffic will now. Because once I get home, I'll be tired, marriage, family, like cooking. So I made sure that as soon as we finish from the court sessions, I go back to my books. Then when I was in doing the chambers apart attachment, we were assigned times to read our books in the chamber. The how will I say, the law firm authority management were very magnanimous. While they were teaching us, they were also at the same time giving us time to read. And once I get home, I start reading. Some days I will stay back around in Ikeja and read. So for power finals, so I have people that immediately I finished law school, I have people that was mentoring. I currently even have people that I still mentor. I always tell them the motivation is don't give up, never panic. I wouldn't lie to you that it was easy. It wasn't easy. But one thing I made sure I did was that I made sure that I was also mentally prepared. I was scared. 3 weeks to law school exam, people were panicking, some people putting their legs in water. Even from day one, they were doing that. I'm like, am I different? And when I started panicking, I called who was a support system to tell my husband, and he was also a lawyer at the time. He said, don't panic. If you don't panic, if you panic, panicking will affect your productivity. It will make you lose focus. And I knew somebody that this happened to when we were in law school. Many of them that you would have thought would have passed, they were panicking. So I did not panic. In law school Lagos campus, we do snap tests. Tests that were held impromptu. You don't know when it's coming. Just go to class and say, get your book out, get this and this. So prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst. Prepare for the best, and don't panic. Read, eat, pray. If you're a believer, whether you're a Christian or Muslim, you need to pray, you need to eat very well, and you need to sleep. If you're a believer, you need to eat very well, you need to sleep very well, and you need to pray very well. At the same time, you need to attend classes. One mistake many people make while in law school is that I can read it alone. I can pass without attending classes. It's a lie. All what you need in law school is actually in your classes, in how they will answer them. And the worst time or the wrong time you should not be in class is when it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks to exam, then you want to catch up. No matter how much you catch up, those 3 weeks, the lecturers are telling you where they are the one that prepare the exams. They know where the possible questions will come from. So why should you miss classes? Never play with your classes. Don't miss classes, even during 3 weeks to the exam. I never think, hey, because I did not prepare myself. I know people that move from past material to first class material because there's no panic, even though they feel they've not covered all the syllabus. So the question on how did I feel when I go first class? As much as when I was writing my exams, I knew that I would pass. Like I knew the only exam I was not sure of at one point was corporate law. But at the same time, I made sure that when you say what's my tips on how I'll pass, corporate law was a nerve cracking topic or course for me in law school. What I learned to do, leverage on people that know. I met people that don't know. Please tell me this, how do I answer that answer? And luckily in law school, it's not about how many students you know or how many cases. It's about answering the question technically. Technicality is what made law school. So when I finished the bar exam, I leave it on to God. I've done my best, and I was smiling. So when I saw my result, I was like, wow, first class. That day, I know it's a midnight usually. I usually put our documents in a particular room. I ran and I was ecstatic, like, first class. When I wanted to check the results, I was hiding my face. God, I don't know. Don't forsake me. Oh. I've done my best. Oh. But when it came to when I saw it, I like, first class, first class. I had to run to my man. God, I could not shout. It was the midnight. There was no light. I got a first class. I got a first, like, it felt so unreal. But I knew that I did the work. And I prayed hard, and my work did not go in vain. I know that I did the work, and I worked hard about it, prayed hard about it, ate well, did all the things I was supposed to do. And here we are. In fact, by morning, the post had gone, I shared it on Facebook, the post had gone viral. 3 years after, I see people share my picture, my video of a mother of two that got the first class. My advice for anybody that is married, because I was not the only married person in law school at that time, whether you have kids or not, the thing you should do is trust in God. And please, before you marry a trustworthy person. Marry someone that will support your dreams. Because many people that eventually got first class or 2-1 in law school is because they had a supportive spouse. I know women that practically beginning of law school to ending, either they were pregnant or they were nursing. So you need a supportive spouse, you need a supportive family, and you need to have a can-do spirit. I must pass, regardless of marriage. Don't tag marriage on your head. In fact, I'll say, call me Mariam. Don't call me Mrs. This and Mrs. That. And read your books, if you can do what I always tell people, if you have a child already, please pause childbearing while you're in law school. Wait till when you are done with law school before you give birth to a child, because it's not easy. Without pregnancy, law school is a hassle if you have a husband or a child. If you now have children or you're pregnant, it can be very hard. My advice for anybody, if you are nursing, there's no rushing in law school. I want to be called, I know you want to be called with your mate, but if it means pausing, like I did, pause for a while so that you can strategize and be able to fulfill your success without any badge of being married or children. So focus on your studies, focus on your marriage when it needs to be married. Then let your husband know or spouse know that in the next 1 year, I will not be available emotionally, mentally, physically, intimately for you because I want to get the best for our family. Let marry someone that is very, very kind, that will support your dreams, and don't let marriage be a stumbling block. You could make your children a motivation. I want to be the mother of the scholar. You want the mother to be a lawyer. So mine was a motivation to be motivated. Right since from day one, what do I want to I knew people that said they wanted to be PGS and they became PGS. And I knew that I didn't want a PGS because I know that it was too much for me to deal. But what was my focus? It was first class of notes. I used to tell everybody it was first class of notes. They knew me that as first class of notes. So I was reading, I was attending, and I had a badge that I needed to fulfill. They need to know that a woman that has children does not mean that you will not succeed in life. So my strategy for being from two to first class was that there's no excuses. I had a tutor in uni because I had an excuse. I had to. That time I was pregnant, I was nursing. For this law school, everything I wanted to focus was law school or nursing. So I was reading and I made sure that I did everything humanly possible. Things like if it takes me going out of the school compound to go and read for 6 hours, finding a good environment to read was my game changer. Then I kept positivity. Positivity is a very, very good thing. There's this mode that comes to you in the last few weeks of, like from day one, you have imposter syndrome. Everybody, most people deal with imposter syndrome, but you don't let that imposter syndrome affect you. Oh, because I did I can never make it. No, you start believing that you're a lawyer. Start acting like a first class lawyer. It is first class. That was my own mantra that time was delay isn't denial. That okay, I did not start law school with my mate or I did not go to law school with my mate. Delay isn't denial and first class or nothing. That was my mantra. So my game changer is I discovered myself. I was more matured. I was more open to learning. And I did not, I was humble to say, I don't know corporate law, come and explain to me. And from there, it was again that I don't say, hey, I know, I don't be form. Don't form, you don't know. Go and meet people that you feel knows. And don't let popularity enter your head. People popular, people be answering questions. It's beyond just answering questions. That was the basic thing. I was always, and I want you to read. If you are just learning about it, law school is not about play. It's not going to be easy, but what don't give up. The mentally, physically, and spiritual need for you to pass is in your hands. My best moment in law school was when I saw the ethics course. I don't even say like that. You do your Monday to Friday. By Friday, the last paper would be ethics. My last paper was ethics. As soon as I saw the question, I was like, Mariam, it's a first class. That was the first moment for me. The questions were just were like four. Very, very easy. Was sweetest like jollof rice. The question was very interesting. And the moment of friendship that I made, the worst moment for me in law school was bullying. Yes. Despite being married and with children, I was bullied. I had a roommate that was bullying me. I was literally crying. Law school, I was not scared of the exam itself or the session, but there were times that I also miss my family. I wish I can just get this done with. I'm not seeing my husband as much as I can. He wanted to see me more, for my children wanted to see me more, I was feeling guilty. Those are the worst moments. But every other time I love the food, eating in law school, reading. My life was a circle, reading, eating and going to class. Oh, the role of my support system was great. In fact, my parents, my husband, my children, I always begged them that I will not be available. And I also had an uncle. My uncle that I went to stay with in Lekki, Lagos. He's not an uncle, he's a grand uncle actually. And he supported me financially. So all my family, my father, my husband, my uncle. So I had three sources of income. Law school need money. So I was not poor in law school. I would say I was rich. So being financially stable is a support system. Please, if you know anybody in law school, just give them small money. Because when they have money to eat, I can imagine how it is now. Back then, it was not cheap either. But I can imagine how it is. So if you know anybody in law school, support them emotionally, spiritually, and everything. Calls from home, how you doing? How you doing? Fine. I really, really support them. So the role they played was not minimal. The homes that my uncle opened for me to come to his house to read, no disturbance, nobody to disturb me, and 3 square meal on a weekend that I not go home. So when I get home, my husband is there with the children. He had to pause his law practice, like get home very early from law, from the law office because he wanted his wife to pass. He knows how he went through some years before. You understand me? Then also my husband's family members, they assisted me, they were nursing the children. My mother-in-law would call every now and then. That his brother was also living with us at that time and he assisted me a lot because I would have just come back from the weekend and just want to eat. I only have to make breakfast on Saturday and on Sunday, whatever I can do. And I'm back home. The fact that my mother allowed me to come, like, not have some people, I know how they feel. They come back every Monday, some people go home every day. It's not mentally possible. But I had someone that was supportive of me. Each step, because he has been there before, he tells me, oh, this is how it is, this is how it is. And when I hear people that failed, you tell me that people that failed are not good at not know their work. It's because they did not go through these tips. So he gave me a lot of tips that helped. I wouldn't undermine the support he gave. When I was feeling guilty and saying I cannot afford, he said, if you fail, you're on your own. You cannot get here to fail. So please, my love, please try to read. So I cannot but appreciate my father, my husband, my uncles, all the men in my life. In fact, I had a tribute for them when I finished. My children for being able to wait for me while I was away in law school. During my time in law school, I didn't know about Young VIP TV, but it was after law school I started having time to watch TV. It was okay. In law school, that's one tip I want to tell you. I did not have time to check anything. I removed myself from all the groups. I forgot to mention. I removed myself from all WhatsApp groups. I logged out from Facebook. I like Facebook a lot. I logged out of Facebook, all social media platform. I don't even post it. I don't think there was a lot of status during our time like that. So I don't post on my status. All I needed to do was book home, book hostel, worshiping God and all that. So I didn't watch. But right now, I feel like after I finished law school and I was waiting for my result, I checked some YouTube channels about law school and I felt motivated like, God, if I knew about it, maybe I would have done better. So if you have not heard about Young VIP, it's a platform like this where you share success stories and you give you motivation like, I can also do it. I will do it. I can make it. And that's it. So what I would say is for the adults, the matured student, please try to support each other, come together. Don't feel like you're too old to go to law school. If you're a young person, if you're a matured person, try to please make sure you are studying every now and then and never give up on your dreams to be a lawyer. You can be a 70-year-old lawyer at any time. So we met mature people and young people, please make use of your prime. That's all. Thank you.